Hey, everybody, welcome back. Minor here with Matters of Eternity and Francine with, um, uh, I'm so sorry,
It's okay.
Walter's
Walter's asset
Asset
protection.
Protection. Yeah, I'll get it right at some point. Everybody knows you anyway. Everybody knows who you are. Everybody's good. So, guys, listen, we've been talking about some banking stuff. I mean, everybody wants to know, um, you know, what, how did we get here? What were some of the triggers? What's the legislation? What are the timelines? How did this recent bank failure, how did this government step in so quickly? Because it just seemed like Silicon Valley, they're announcing it on in the middle of the week. By like Monday or Tuesday the following week, like somebody's buying them out and everything seems to be okay. Well, let's talk about what are some of the alternatives and why, even though everybody has a different view of crypto, right? Because it's done this, the idea was a good idea. Now, we're not going to talk about the history, not talk about who started it because nobody really knows who it was. But in theory, what it was intended to do is to get your capital away from a bank that could do fractional banking and you have no control over what kind of investments they put out there, right? Now we did talk about insurance being one of those safe money houses that people can use, but crypto was intended to kind of decentralize
Mhm.
that that use of money so that now we can go peer to peer, we can interact and transact money without there being an intervention and from the banking systems. Now we're talking about that was 2008, so now it's 2023. A lot of things have changed. Dodd-Frank came into the picture. I don't think Dodd-Frank really uh it wasn't put into action. It was put into legislation, 2008, but it didn't go into action until like 2015, 2016. That's when the banks were really, 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 they had to get their act together. But then 2020 came along. If you didn't get a chance to watch the prior video where we discussed, some of these concepts, Francine was going over the dates, 2020. But then something interesting has happened, right? Crypto went through the roof. It was in the 40,000 and then it just came down. And all of a sudden, Silicon Valley Bank goes out of commission. And all of a sudden, this concept of CBDC just seems to be coming along, right? Central bank decentralized currency.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
we're
Central
we're in
banking digital
we're
currency. Yes.
digital
Yes.
currency. So now, uh, very different than the intended idea of cryptocurrency is, decentralizing, and now we want to centralize it again. So
Mhm.
now let's go over that and what's happened and how did this play out in the latest with Silicon Valley Bank.
Well, what I think about when I think about all of the control that the Federal Reserve has held for so long, you go back. A lot of people out there have read The Creature of Jekyll Island and how all of those agreements were originally made, which I highly recommend the book. It's a great read. Um, so, you go back into history and you see when these things started, what happened. So in history, people were required to turn in their gold, right? They were required to, by law, if you were a good citizen, you had to turn in your gold. You couldn't use it. And then once all the gold was held by them, then they distributed uh, paper money, right?
Certificates,
That
right?
was
Yeah, it became
supposed to be backed
okay.
by the gold, right? And then at some point, and I don't have those dates, they're not coming to me right this second, but then at some point they stopped backing
Yeah.
the dollar
It was in
by
the 70s. Yeah.
cycle.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so you start thinking about how things, and so if we think about how much the money has lost value, right? Right. So before you could buy a whole lot with very little, right? And now it just seems like our dollars go less and less for, yeah. And so when did that happen? The shift what started happening when it was the control was taken away from the people, right? So with cryptocurrency, there was an intent to give control back to the people, right? And so then the Federal Reserve didn't like that. So
Mhm.
they want to keep that control with this central banking digital currency. And so different things have happened. There's been different cryptocurrency that has been tied up in lawsuits. Then there's just a lot of things have happened. And I'm talking about XRP, and different things have happened that, it's important to be watching.
Yeah.
But and then right before Christmas, actually, because we have a little crypto, we dabble in everything, right? We're very diversified. And so right before Christmas, the president um, put in some legislation where they want to monitor what you have in your crypto, right? They want to know so
Mhm.
they can maybe tax you on it, right? So that's what's been going on with that. And so, as far as the central banking digital currency, they do have a date where they do want to start with that. And so the reason I brought up the gold is because you turned in your gold, right? The way we had transacted it historically, financially. And then, so now we're going to come into this change that they do have a soft release date of July 1st. And
2023.
yes,
Okay.
this July 1st of
Okay.
2023. And so we don't know if it's going to happen. They've had plenty of delays, but so far that is the date.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I think a lot of people would, because there's a little bit of skepticism. I get it. There's a little bit of cynicism and, some doubt, some distrust that I understand. But if you wanna verify some of the stuff we're talking about, if you have $100,000 in the bank right now, go this afternoon before they close the bank. Go try to take it all out.
Good luck.
Good. You won't be able to. Oh, we need to, we need to check with the manager. We need to order. That's a large deposit. We don't hold that much money in the bank. Da 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 da. Well, you know what? It really is interesting. I think it's just bringing power to and knowledge to people so that they really know how to maneuver and how to, because fear is no good for anyone. So
Right.
you want people
It
to,
doesn't get you anything.
yeah, get fear out of the way.
Right.
Understand where you're at, know your options. We talked a little bit about gold. I think silver is a great option right now. I mean, I
Right.
like it.
Right.
I haven't discounted, cryptocurrency completely, but you also have to use some caution there. You have
You
to
have to be
really,
diversified.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You got it.
And with cryptocurrency, one thing that's very important, so incredibly important, is that people have their money not in the oh gosh, in the exchange. Do not keep your crypto in the exchange, or you could lose it all. Because if the company like Voyager goes bankrupt, then you have to see what they decide is left to you in a settlement. So have it on ledger,
Yeah,
or just there's many other ways, I'm sure. I don't handle those investments. Terry does, my
yeah.
husband. And but we learned the hard way to have it
Yeah.
all on the ledger.
You have a digital
Yes,
wallet, make sure your
yes,
password is very, very protected and is somewhere away from the device and you're the only one that can get to it. Yeah, don't do what that one guy did, that he threw his password in the garbage, and I guess, no one's ever gonna get that. Well, listen, guys, this has been another exciting video. We're gonna have some more content coming to you. Francine, thank you very much, and we will make sure that if you didn't watch the other videos, that you go back to those and look out for some more. We'll come back to you guys very soon. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.